New hair, no beard, and a mosquito or spider bit me on the face. It's a good day for painting. What's up, guys? Today we are painting just a quick little study. I think this took me maybe an hour and a half, hour 45. I was on baby duty, so I had to split it up and, take breaks here and there. But all in all, it doesn't take very long. And this type of thing you could do for an hour, 2 hours. You could spread it out over several days and you can polish these up, which I've done in the past. And they do look really cool when you start to build up the layers. But with this, I was just looking to get in and get out and see what I could accomplish. And as he starts to take shape, you will see that this is, in fact, Abraham Lincoln, which as I was painting today, all I was thinking about is kind of copying versus likeness. And what I mean by that is, obviously I'm working from a reference. I actually have a couple references. One is pre-Civil War and one is post-Civil War. And it's a blend of the two with kind of my own flair. I've really been into J.C. Leyendecker and putting in thicker highlights, exaggerating certain parts. And so you will see that's what I'm doing as I get to the ending stages. I start to accentuate certain parts with thicker highlights because that's something that I really admire with, like J.C. Leyendecker. Now, why am I painting Lincoln? Well, two reasons. One, the first time I ever painted in oils, back in 2018, I did a study similar to this of Lincoln. And I will put that up on screen at some point, probably right around here. It's not great, but it's a start. Again, years ago, everyone starts somewhere. I like to think that I have grown since then. I don't know where that painting is. I just had a picture on my phone of it. The second reason I wanted to paint him was because recently my wife and I took a trip to Springfield, Illinois. It's not too far from us, which is the home of Lincoln. And they have the Lincoln Museum and a bunch of other historical stuff. But we mainly stopped in to see the Lincoln Museum. Incredible museum. So much fun. Had a blast. But I've always been inspired by Lincoln. I love his features. I love just the man himself, the history surrounding him, all of it. And I had gone to the museum when I was a kid, and then going back now, I just renewed interest. Going back to what I was saying in terms of copying versus likeness, obviously you can take a reference and copy it one for one and reproduce the picture, kind of interpret it using your abilities, which is what I'm doing. I'm combining two different references, and I don't know how I'm supposed to say this. Obviously, I'm ending up with a picture of Lincoln. And what I find really neat about somebody like that is, like, he is so iconic and his image is so iconic that even if you look back at that first painting I ever did of him, doesn't look great, but you know that it's Lincoln, or at least I think I do. Or I don't know. What's funny is when you go through the museum, and especially somebody like Lincoln, who's has this iconic image, and I've seen him at Mount Rushmore, seen him all over the place. You associate the artistic interpretation of his image as his likeness. And so this is a historical figure that we have photographs of, and yet the photographs don't look as much like the man as the paintings do. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else, but it's just a thought that struck me today. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but I'll let you watch a little bit. So, am I trying to recreate Lincoln one for one? No. Am I trying to capture a likeness? Yes. As portrait painters, when you are hired to paint somebody or you decide to paint somebody, you're not trying to copy. You can copy. Obviously, there are one for one painters and realistic painters. And then there is portrait painting, which is you're trying to capture the essence, and it's the artist's interpretation of the subject. And for somebody like Lincoln, that's what I found so funny when I went to the museum and I saw all these paintings of him. You know immediately you're staring at Lincoln, but then you see these photographs and you're just like, well, that is Lincoln, but you almost prefer the paintings. And I don't know if that's because he is such a larger than life character, if that has something to do with it, where it adds like a fantastical element to it. But anyways, I will let you watch a little bit. Well, there it is, in the very dull basement lighting. His eyes even have a bit of a twinkle to them. Interesting. I hope somewhere in all of my ramblings, some of that made sense. I've been inhaling paint fumes all day, so what do you expect? But yeah, I think it's kind of neat. I could have spent more time on it. I should have. I felt like I rushed it, but I think it turned out fine. It was a nice blend of, like I said, I was working between the two references and then kind of applying some things that have been piquing my interest. The JC Leyendecker, kind of the thicker highlights and kind of exaggerating certain aspects of the portrait. But all in all, looks like Abraham Lincoln, which is what I was going for. But again, coming from doing that one back in 2018 to now, I feel like I'm getting somewhere. It's a never ending journey, obviously. I do say obviously a lot. And again, I don't know if this is a mosquito that bit me or what. But doing this today kind of had me thinking about presidential portraits. And I'm a huge nerd for portrait painting. I mean, painting in general, but portraits specifically. I mean, it's the whole reason I got into painting. And I was looking at these big canvases behind my easel and I was thinking it might be neat to do like a mock presidential portrait as an exercise on one of those. Maybe do a big Lincoln painting because I'm such a fan, as you can tell. But I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you enjoyed this little delve into a short little study Nothing. Not shooting for the moon today, but that's okay. Just exercising, just like working out. It's a never ending journey. But, anyways, I will see you guys in the next one.